It is often said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. But what about the things in life that actually inspire us to believe? Like the things that drive us, the things that move us, and even the things that remind us that the sky really isn't our limit. Because when we are inspired, we are led to future greatness. But first, we just have to believe.
One day I want to build Nigeria's first aeroplane.
I know. One day you'll make us proud.
Rich and creamy peak, extra fortified with 28 vitamins and minerals. Here's to 60 years of nourishing dreams and inspiring the future. The future is bright. Reach for your peak.
Okay, thanks for joining us on the program. The program is still Core Digest, exclusively on Core TV News. And of course, we're discussing something that affects each and every one of us, which cuts across the boat line, and we're looking at security for all, a burning concern. And I have very interesting guests on the show. I have a retired colonel, AJAYI, and of course YEMI, SAKA, who is a public affairs analyst and a journalist who happens to know a lot of things, including security issues.
I don't know that.
All right, retired colonel, we're looking at how, before we went on the break, we're looking at the history of the military and how they started and stuff. But you know what really concerned the average Nigerian is, how do I want to be protected? It doesn't care about the ranking and the order in the military. It just wants to know how my life and property would be safe. And looking at where we are in Nigeria, who should really get the blame of the way the security of lives and property is being watered down in the country?
How? We should stop the blame game now. Not who should take the, because if you talk of blame, all of us, including myself, by you, share in the whole blame. There is no one.
I don't.
You know, I honestly.
Like, okay, for me, how am I involved?
Honestly, tell you that I share out of the blame.
How?
Of the is because the point that I have been in the system, and what did I do? You know, I was part of the conspiracy of silence. You know, although when I was in Nigeria, I did my duty as should be done.
So you're under the National Security Act, sir. You cannot say things.
During our time, training was the core value of the military. So we train, and the police maintain the law and order in Nigeria. It is when it's beyond the power of the police that the police now ask the government to give military assistance. The military is not the first line of response to internal security. It is an aberration to find soldiers standing at checkpoint, roadblock, with custom people, or doing this, or it's an aberration. But when the police says that, oh, this problem has overwhelmed us, we need the assistance of the military, then the military will go in. And once it is done, they are withdrawn back, and the police take over its responsibility. You know, I want the new IGP to sit down and look at the past. I wrote a big paper which I sent to him when he was the Secretary of Police Reform Commission under Mr. Omebe. He should look for that paper which I wrote for him and read it again and see what he's going to do. The responsibility for keeping lives and property in Nigeria is the role of the police, including the safety of we, the military. The police are supposed to save us, supposed to secure us too. They may not know that they are supposed to secure the soldiers themselves.
Okay, on the insurgents,
now,
on the axis of the insurgency, the police couldn't handle that. Of course, it looks like the military is being overwhelmed.
Yeah, coming to the insurgency now, the police started the war, but it was beyond their control, so the military had to come in. But there have been a failure from the word go in the lack of intelligence. That is, the Boko Haram just sprang up. It could have just sprung up overnight and become this monster. It must have taken time. What is the intelligence system doing? the intelligence system has always been looking for those that want to overthrow the government, looking for those who are speaking against the government, arresting journalists, doing this and that, instead of the core issue of securing the nation. So once we lost the eye, the intelligence is the eye. Once we lost the eye, we are blind, and we just find ourselves blindly in the Boko Haram enclave.
So,
And insurgency. You know, Boko Haram are like fishes in the water. So long that there is water, there will be fishes. You either dry up the water, or catch the fish with net, or use Gamani 20 on the water, so that every living thing in that water dies off.
So what's this water?
The human being.
Collateral
the human
damage.
factor. The human factor. I trained in Pakistan. The insurgency in the Balochistan province of Pakistan was there when I was training in 1978. It's still there till today. The Pakistani government has not been able to quench it. The insurgency, the only thing is not to allow the thing to start. Once it starts, it's not a question of YEMI something. They have not started insurgency tactics. They are fighting pitch battle. If you conquer them now, you finish quick battle. They will now resort to what insurgency really is. You know, suicide bombing, sabotage, you know, destruction here and there. That you hear them here today, tomorrow is another place. Now they just expose themselves by fighting pitch battle with the military, which they have no capacity to do. It's like fighting against the whole Nigeria. Mm-hmm. And like I always say, there is no way Boko Haram could defeat Nigeria as a country. It's not possible. We can raise 10 million people under arms and say they should go. Mm-hmm. And overwhelm the whole place. If the government wants, they can recall, 20 battalions of ex-servicemen, give them rifles and say, go to Borno. We give you 30 days. We want you to clear everywhere there. Flood the place with human beings. The government can do that. But that may not put an end to insurgency. It was Palestine started as far back as 1948. It's still there up to today. The thing is that we are in it now. We should look for both political, military, social and religious solution. When some of my Muslim leaders say Boko Haram is not Islamic, why are they not telling Boko Haram what really Islam is? Okay. They say, oh, it's not. They are not Islamic. Wait now. Why are they not say, okay, they abducted some females? Why are they not telling them, no, in Islam, if you want to take a daughter of somebody for marriage, this is the process you are supposed to take. What you have done is un-Islamic by abducting daughters of other people and converting them to wives without going through the correct process.
Okay, but some Nigerians will blame the leadership in Nigeria because Boko Haram insurgents actually metamorphosed from individuals living in the same society we find ourselves, and some would blame the Nigerian government for allowing these people thrive, and they date it as far back as these people they've been neglected. No source of good livelihood, and so they sprang up to actually torment the whole country. Do you believe in this?
No, I don't. There's this notion in some southern parts of Nigeria that you still have a large population of illiterates in northern Nigeria. If you look at the population, the distribution, the northern Nigeria is highly densely populated than the southern Nigeria. So no matter how much they've increased or they've improved on education enrollment, even male and female, you still have this large population of illiterates there. Not because they're not trying, but because of the population, existing population on ground. Mohammed Yusuf, the late Mohammed Yusuf, that started the Boko Haram that some of us knew, started in Maiduguri. And there was an allegation that when he was arrested 3 or 4 times, there was even a top chieftain of PDP that's gone there to bail him twice. I don't want to mention it was alleged. So people and the police claim that he came twice to bail him. And when this thing snowballed into what we have, because when Colonel said they've gone into insurgents, they've attacked, they said we are even fighting a war within. It's a war being fought from within. And until Nigeria look at this beyond regional or religious view and say that what we have on ground we contend with is serious political battle, economic battle, not even political, serious economic battle. That's when we can understand what we are contending with. You see, it grew and like you said, failure of intelligence. I don't see why and how that a Boko, because I was talking with a friend of mine in the Nigerian police, is now an I was like, do you want to tell me that along the line, when you guys have been having this insurgency going on in the northeast, the military don't have spotters? Spotters, you know what spotters that, okay, these people are moving in, they're coming to this location, you radio, you send the signal out to your command center, or probably a post, and they act. They are not spotters on ground. The Nigerian security response has always been retaliatory. They were never preemptive. And you cannot tell me that a ragtag army will overrun an army base. We saw that happen under this government. And I'll tell you that they did overrun them. The guys did not get the order to engage. And rather than be overrun, I will just abandon. Because they are human beings. Because they have to account for every bullet from a rifle. So you don't give me the order to engage, then why should I start engaging? So if you look at we should look at the I won't want to say the indiscipline. I want to use the word corruption, but the indiscipline that's sitting so deep into the Nigerian military. We've had an allegation that when Mubi was going to fall, or when the state was going to fall in Adamawa, the chief of air staff or chief of defense staff sent in the chopper to evacuate his family, and still the chief of defense staff, he has not resigned his commission because of that. And you know, we're fighting. We've lost personnel, and you guys are still sending guys, armies and soldier personnel for court to sentence them to death or what have you at a court martial, when you even need to enlarge the military because you've lost men. I think we need to redefine our focus.
Well, like I said at the beginning, blame Shiane is not the solution to this problem. I served 99% of my career in northern Nigeria, various posts in northern Nigeria. I understand very well the problem.
But don't you think someone should take responsibility if at all we're going to forge ahead?
If Mr. A takes responsibility, what does that translate to? We hang it? No. The point is that
we
must accept our failure. For instance, look at the way I was treated myself. We was victim of phantom coup, 1995. When they find that nothing happened, they just say, "Okay, go away." They just said, "Go away." Nobody cared. Nobody asked. I was thrown out naked after 30 years of service to this state. Naked, and the announcement was also made over the radio. You are compulsory retired, which is still a punishment for offense I did not commit. So you find that it is not only the small people that are victim of these malaise that are talking about. Every one of us. Why is it that it has taken the Nigerian government, 20 years, it has not resolved our issue of the phantom coup of 1995? Those who are victims. Even though one of us became president for 8 years, that system could not allow him to look into the issue, for which he was punished unjustly. I'm coming. You see, when you are looking, Nigeria, the new government must set up a commission now to look into the security problem of this nation, to look at the beginning, the middle, start everything, and chart the course for us forward. There is no question of look, let me tell you, when he's talking about the problem is I know the problem in northern Nigeria, against all demographic rules. You say, people are plenty, people are this. When people, the concept of definition of corruption in the north is different from the concept of definition of corruption in the west here.
Are you saying we are having it this way in Nigeria because of the welfare of security operatives is not being upheld? Is that what you're saying?
An army, the best welfare for an army is effective and first-class training. The moment you allow nepotism to creep in, cronyism, brotherism, it is not the type you have in Pakistan or India, where you go to a mess, you see the photograph of the lieutenant general there, you see the photograph of his son under lieutenant general. They have record of performance, record of distinction. They have a family of soldiers.
Tradition,
distinction. And one wants to surpass his father. The other one wants to surpass. This is not so in Nigeria. It's just to enjoy that my father was this, and so I must have an enjoyment. We have to have a reorientation. Commission must be set up now if you want a country. Otherwise, the aberration they are talking about now will become the norm and take over and swallow everybody. Okay. It is not a question of apportioning blame. Now, all of us are guilty of these things. Everybody.
So what should an average Nigerian who you say is guilty do at this time to actually get security?
Good. We must all be security conscious. You see, you have so many things Nigerians could do. I was coming from Ibadan. There was an accident. It involved about 12 vehicles. Why should 12 vehicles be involved in an accident on the same side of the road? Do they close their eyes? No, do they close their 12 vehicles?
No, because they were in a hurry.
They were in a, everybody was in, and those of us passing. Oh, look at, once they pass, again that speed.
That's the response.
That's what, and the speed continues. Everybody, you see a vehicle with clergy pasted on it. You see him abusing people at the roadblock. You are trying to wait for Okada to pass so that you don't hit him. The Okada at the back is abusing you. It's abusing you and calling you names. You see the problem? It is a spirit that must be exorcised from Nigeria. You don't sit down and think, oh, Nigeria is some people. All of us have to have a real. To start from here. From today, as you leave this place, there's certain things you can drop. You tell the other, when you get to tell the other, they drop certain behavior. So that we have a behavioral pattern that defeats a decent society. We have a problem in our society. We shouldn't run away from it. I told you something when we started. They said it's only in Nigeria that for this proliferation of unions collecting money.
And you know the first and when you go report the activities to the when you get the person to report them, the police will support them, which is wrong.
Because they are recipients
of the proceeds
from these organizations.
But these police have tough leadership who should actually regulate the activities. Don't you think that the leadership at the top is actually responsible?
Of course, all of us. For instance, the leaders at the top.
Because if the ordinary citizen does his part by reporting and nothing is being done to the junior police staff.
Let me give you an instance. There was a time I was on the bus from Egbeda going to Oshodi, and the bus conductor was lamenting that there's a support at Oshodi. For every buses that applies that road, the guy collects 1,000 naira daily. And I told a friend of mine, said in the next 2-3 years, this guy's going to be richer than the IG.
Yeah. I know.
And these are things that can...
I have a general, maybe he's listening to me now. He told me I will go back to prison because I speak too much. It's this conspiracy of silence. Everybody wants this conspiracy of silence. He said I speak too much. He said I will go back to prison where I came from. A general told me that. He saw all the bad things because he had every appointment that is good in the army. He saw all the bad things, all those things. I have been complaining this since 1974 in Ibadan. I have been complaining this for maybe because I was a journalist before I went to NDA. I was a reporter of the Nigerian Tribune before I went to NDA. So I was quite matured and I knew what I wanted. I knew most things. So you cannot cover up anything for me. You know, they used to call me journalist in NDA, you know, I was doing the right thing. But the point remains that we must accept responsibility for our failure. Nigeria shift blame. They will blame everyone but not themselves. We must accept the responsibility for this failure. What is those people you are talking of in advocating? Why do they need to go that extent in the first instance? Why should they really go on rampage? You know, they say, oh, because they report to police, but they still have another level. If they report to DPO, and DPO, they have a commissioner of police, they have the area commander, they have the commissioner of police. Along the line, one will be able to teach something. I was a teacher in the Armed Forces Command and Staff College. Police officers, some of them have become IG now, some were my students. I used to ask all these questions. How do you do this one? How do we make our society to be good? How do we go on tour to foreign countries? We see that. How do we make our own to be like that? We ask all these questions. When you come here, people start and ship play and sit down and say this is how it's like. Because all of us, we can start from here. You go out from here, there's certain thing you know is wrong. You don't do it. Obey traffic, you decide to obey traffic regulations, you know, give way to traffic, stop.
Consider pedestrians. That's what they don't do. Use the pedestrian bridge.
Because all of us, we can start from there. You know, this morning your security man and myself were discussing something, and I said culturally, we don't consider environmental sanitation as a big deal. You go to Oshobo, you go to Ilesha where I come from, many houses are there without toilets
or drainages.
So they go to the dunghill to go and use themselves. You know,
that was something that was very common in SAKA, even till 2000.
Go to and say now, if you want to improve our environment, the news media, the television should start from the point that, you know, make a campaign. But the government should build portable toilets around. You know, the television should show people going into those toilets. You know, and show the toilets that they are very good and this and that to equally conscientize the people to know what is right. Okay. So all of us have a responsibility. We must be security conscious. For instance, look at the woman who took away the children of a person. They got a house help. Just from nowhere. No back, no check. They just decided and gave their children
And
to somebody.
I found those families.
You know,
I found them guilty of a lot
don't
of
find
things.
them guilty. No. That is our fault. Don't find them guilty. That is the behavior of most of us. If you see anybody behaving rightly, it's aberration. That is trying to do the right thing
In the right society.
It's just aberration, not the norm. The norm is
Okay.
for us to do the way that family had done. That's the norm. That's why I say all of
Really,
us
it's not
share
a
the
norm
blame.
for most Nigerians.
Yeah.
Most Nigerians will not do that.
I
That's
will not
just
do that.
one out of many.
That's
That's just one out
so
of many.
so many that I have known have been like that. I'm a security consultant. I give lectures, and the questions they ask me in the questions, it surprised me. They are surprised at some things that I do tell them about security, about personal security, about household security, about their office security, everything. We are not conscious. What you find normally, for instance, here now, you don't have your fire service point put outside, where if there is fire here, a vehicle is coming, where it will park, that no other vehicle will park there. You mark out the place. This is for firefighting vehicle permanently. If you go to US, every place, every company, we have a place marked red fire point, fire service, on where they will park the vehicle. So it's not a question of there is fire here, vehicle is coming, nowhere to park. If you go to US, you'll find that along the road, you'll find some hydrants.
So you're calling for security consciousness from all Nigerians. But as it is, security operatives, their
Why should
primary,
the road
their
workers union be fighting? Why should they be fighting?
Their primary responsibility is to ensure peace and order in society, because
we must cooperate with them.
Of course, cooperate with them. And just like YEMI SAKA mentioned, that a lot of abnormal things happen on the road of Lagos, where you find security operatives being an accomplice to the misnomer that happened.
Of course.
But
That's
we
society.
also have in some areas where the security operatives are up on their game. So it's not like everyone is having a bandwagon effect of this abnormal experience we have. So now, looking forward now on how to rebrand the Nigerian police, the Nigerian security, so that an average Nigerian can respect the police officer to actually forestall peace and order in a particular place. How can we rebrand them to ensure that this security that a lot of us clamor for can actually be achieved? Let me have YEMI SAKA first.
Yeah, a quick one for me. We look at the enlistment, the process. Well, I think it's sometime last year, the SSS, the DSS, or SSS, as you want to call them, came out with an advert for recruitment, and we're demanding for 2-1. What you will get, in some time, you have brilliant chaps, but probably not intelligent. And when it comes to security architecture and having the best of, you need people that are crazy, crazy that can think outside the box, that could be ingenious in their imagination.
You need the AJAYI, those who think outside the line.
Let me tell you, for everything, if somebody is coughing right now, is this person down with flour? Like, is this guy eating something, or is he or she coughing to get my attention or to get somebody's attention? So by the time you have people that think like crazy people like that give you the robust and the balanced security architecture and system. Then secondly, the Nigerian Police Academy should do something about their curriculum. I don't know. It has to be updated. It's only in Nigeria now that you see that an average police officer on the road is carrying an assault rifle. Are we in a state of war? We've not witnessed crazy crime as they do in America. But they don't rely on that. They call in the SWAT. That was what the mobile police is meant for. But the mobile police, to me, over time has demonstrated extreme firepower and discipline. They can't even trust them with anything. Personal opinion, personal conviction. So so we have to. There was a time I sat down in my room trying to think for the future. If I get there, what I can do to reform Nigeria police. It was when I got to the state of Nigeria police that I ran mad. It was so difficult to come up with anything for those guys. Where do you want to start from? But that doesn't mean we should not start from somewhere.
But
such question, when it comes to the Nigerian,
entirely so badly?
No, to me as an individual, when it comes to Nigerian military, we need to expand something. I think the maximum or the entry limit for DSS now is 30. I think 32 or 35 for medical practitioners or clergymen. But because of what we've been through, and because we need professionals in the military, we have to expand to 35. and to get people that have had years in public sector and public service and private life to come in there to bring a bit of balance into the military too. Through DSS, we need to enlarge our military. The police is inadequate. We don't have enough force, enough hands to police Nigeria. That is the truth.
I want you to really look at rebranding even the ones that are there now, so that people can have a sense of safety with them.
If you want the Nigerian police to be effective, take away the assault rifle from them and give them either a Beretta or a baton. Those guys will be civil, because they know before you can attack any Nigerian, because the Nigerians, you see, the police are brutes. They are brutes. Because of the assault rifle, they believe you can never even stand up to them. The next thing they do is they just cock and they're ready to fire. Most times you see them with their rifle, the safety is off. So if those ones are going to take off the assault rifle, give them a pistol, they will behave, because they know that once they misbehave, they will be mobbed, and they want to leave. Everybody loves life. That's when they will be civil and they will get about it the right way. Okay. My own opinion, though.
All right.
Yeah, well, my brother has it, but the point is that originally the police was not carrying assault rifle. That's why the police nickname was Dancer Dow. Kondo. Dancer Dow is police, the Nigerian police. If you see their magazine, it's titled Dancer Dow. Dancer Dow is
debating.
It's baiting carried police. And those days you have the riot squad under the control of the regional commissioner of police. So not every police were the beat police. You know, if you go to London, the bobbies, they carry their pistols for self-defense. You know, the rifle they carry is to
get to crime scene to
engage, not for self-defense now. So there has been what I call distortion in the old system. So we have to rebrand. You know, we have to give full meaning to the uniform. And I was so scandalized when I saw the police wearing camouflage uniform. For God's sake, camouflage has to do with bush exercise, fighting, drills, battle. You are supposed to be part and parcel of the society. You are the society's guide and guardian. You will settle this between husband and wife. You will settle this between churches. The police was.
Sorry to cut this out. Somebody needs to make money for the uniform and everything. So they have to just, because they don't. See,
they may not.
Sometimes
it may not be like that. Somebody will just think that will be a good thing to make the force to be all right. But the point is that the police was very civil, and the people must have confidence in the police. There is something you didn't touch, which is one of the main causes of the problem with the police. If somebody goes to inform the police about a crime, about a criminal, some people tell me that the police will disclose your identity. It happened in Ibadan. They went to kill the man. He escaped. That this is the person that gave them the information. So that blinded the police. In those days, the police, CID,
were like spirits. They just arrest you.
The Central Criminal Investigation Department, first CID, was very powerful. Who unraveled the murder of Apalara, you know, in those days, and so forth like that. But it's not funded. So it will not be abandoned along the route, or funded. It's not the question of having a large number of men under police. Don't look at the United Nations statistics. They always give ID, no country. But the point is that now, if you look at even the United States system, if you look at the policing system from the CIA to all the other state police and the sheriff, all together, you will still find that they come to the same thing. What we can do here is see state government to look into the vigilante group system, empower them, train them properly, and let them be the ancillary police system on the ground to aid the police. Then this police, if I were IGP, if they appoint me IGP today, I'm going to lay off so many police.
No, sincerely, I would do the same thing.
I'll lay off so many police.
Why would you do
Why?
that?
They are not fit to be.
No, not because they are not fit to be. Many become bad influences on those who are coming in, bad influences on those that are coming. We have to have a new police system. Maybe the president will take a drastic action and say the NYC participant of the next 2 years, they form the core of the new police. Yes, I'm paid. I'm coming. I'm suggesting. I'm not.
That's possible drafting.
Yeah, and you pay them accordingly, and let us have the type of police we have in this other place where you can come in. He can come and be a policeman, serve for about 3-4 years, and leave You know, he can come. Anybody
short
can
service.
come.
That's what short service
You can
mean.
come in. Not short service. Don't call it short service. You is free. Everybody, you can come in, serve the police, and go away. You know,
Is that practicable?
Voluntary short
that
service.
is what I'm saying is done. If, for instance, in other countries they have that system. So the policing system, you know, encompass everybody. It is not they, you know,
Against us.
as they, you know, they are here and you here. You see, it means you have to become part and parcel. They must look for a way of making the police to be part and parcel of the society. For you to see a policeman and see him truly, genuinely as your friend. It is not just a cliche for nothing when they say the police is your friend. There is a reason. The man who invented the Bobby of London, the London police, had that in mind. That's somebody that will work for everybody. That's why police work and encompass everything, every district,
And
whatever.
I don't know why you get to a police station to report anything.
Okay.
And you know, they are so fond of this. I've had nasty experiences with those guys, and they keep asking you, can you identify yourself? Who are you? And I'll tell you I'm a Nigerian. They are not always ready to see the right thing. And like you said, if somebody like me gets into power, I tell people what I'm going to build. It might work against me in the nearest future. I pray it should not. I'm going to build what you call correctional facility. You might call it prison. But other people have to go there, and I'll start from the police.
So before I end up for the
we
military,
really do have to round up now.
For the military,
Our time is
because
fast
I want,
spent.
I want a
Okay,
a
quickly,
complete, I
please.
want a drastic change of concept. You know, back to the old system of training in preparation for war. That is the only one that can
Yeah, the CONOPS.
discipline.
Okay.
Training in preparation for war.
You shouldn't wait for war to come before we start.
No, the military in peacetime has to do training. You know, by
Simulation
now,
exercise drills.
by now, the military formation in Lagos will know everywhere of Lagos on the palm of their hand. Anywhere attack will come to Lagos, they are always ready to
fight.
That's
To
what
deploy,
we
to
are doing.
demote.
Thank
Or
you
to
so
mobilize.
very
So
much.
that's the thing
We
that
could
we are
actually
doing.
go on because security is actually a very, very broad subject, and because it affects every sector of the society. That's why it's important that we really, really go deep into it, especially as we looked at security for all, a burning concern. But we really have to round off on the program today. I really want to thank my guests for being on the program. Thank you so much, retired Colonel AJAYI. It was nice having you. And of course, your experience paid off on the program today. Thank you.
Well, thank you very
Then
much.
we have the prolific journalist, YEMI SAKA. It
The
was
fraternity of the pen.
No, but we need to do this again because we've not really
Really?
exhausted this topic.
Yes, of course. You know, we can't exhaust this. It's very, very broad. And of course, your
ensure that
submission,
people have a consciousness
of course, as you said. Yes,
everybody.
consciousness.
Security is not supposed to be left in the hand of security men
operatives alone.
It is everybody's
The totality.
responsibility.
All right.
You know?
Thank you very much.
Everybody is a resource for security.
Okay.
Everyone.
Source of human intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. So the program would end shortly, but do well to join us after this break, and we'll be right back.
Every day of the week will bring to you divergent views on news making the headline.
If people who commit crime are being rewarded with national honors, with national appointments, then where are we going in this country?
It's not about whether it was Jonathan or whether you are going to have a Buhari. It's the kind of political structure we run.
Sometimes it gets confrontational.
We are talking about a Buhari who at 41 became head of state. The man did not exhibit the attribute of somebody that is strong intellectually.
So, Conrad, you're saying if you become governor, you're going to bring back Okada?
Of course.
You will bring back the market women from the streets?
They don't put words in my mouth.
On Core Digest, we bring all of this to the court of public opinion, where you are the judge.